If the days are so long, then why does it all happen so fast? And I've been thinking about that. I think my best answer is because the longer we live in this world where we will have trouble, the more the world conditions us to worry about tomorrow. And our worries about tomorrow keep us from truly living today until you start to just worry all of it away. Worry makes the days so long and it makes the years so fast. And I think back to Jesus talking to that crowd in Matthew chapter 6 about what they're gonna wear and what they're gonna eat and all the worries and what ifs about tomorrow. Because for us, it's more than just like provision and where we're gonna get lunch tomorrow. It's the economy, right? It's the diagnosis. It's what if I can't pay my bills next month? What if my marriage doesn't make it through the season I'm in right now? Or I just had another birthday. What if I never meet the right person? What if I mess up my kids? What if my kids mess me up? What if the doctor's call isn't good news? What if I miss my calling, or I make the wrong decision and I go left, but I should have gone right, and then I ruin all of God's plans for the rest of my life? So here's a thought. Scripture and science both weigh in on this. Energy flows towards your awareness. And I know I say the word energy, and it's like New Age has kind of hijacked that word, but make no mistake about it, God made energy. And it's at the core of literally everything. Energy follows awareness. What do I mean by awareness? The things that you notice, the thoughts that you replay, where your mind just kind of tends to dwell, will determine where your passion and your time and your emotions flow to. So whatever gets your attention also gets your energy, if you will. That's why Paul says this in Colossians 3:2. Set your minds on things above. It matters where you set your mind. That's active, not passive. Not on earthly things, but on things above. Set your mind, which, by the way, it's not just like a one and done. You set it and forget it. You kind of have to set it, and then like 10 minutes later, you reset it. And then later that afternoon, you set it again, and then maybe check it and reset it and set it again. It's like the thermostat in your house in Colorado because the weather changes every 5 minutes. Your life will move in the direction of wherever it is that you set your mind. So that's scripture. Here's science. The reticular activating system in your brain will filter the world around you based on whatever it is you are paying attention to. So if you are giving your attention to all the bad what ifs, then you will find more of them. But if you set your mind on the good what ifs, and I once heard Pastor Stephen Furtick say it this way, because what if works both ways. And fear is really just faith in the wrong what if. What if I never meet the right person? What if you do? And what if it's this week? What if we never get pregnant? What if you do? And what if it's this month? And if I'm talking to you, just know I pray for you every single day that before you know it, man, what if one day you get more than what you even bargained for? What if this? Well, what if that? The best way to not worry about tomorrow is to direct or set your mind towards the right what ifs today. And in this series, Kiss the Fire, which is based on Pastor Sean's new book, we are talking about how to get back up when everything inside of you wants to just give up, and how to live really, really well when life really, really hurts, because in this world, we're gonna have trouble, and Jesus never shied away from that. Those are actually his words. So kiss the fire. A fire is a challenge, or it's a circumstance that's just not going according to plan. And here's what I've learned. Every fire is a package deal that comes with the whole set of shiny new what ifs. The fires of today are usually followed by the what ifs of tomorrow. And what they do is they steal from you. They steal your peace, they steal your joy, and they steal the purpose from beneath your feet. That's why you need to decide Decide. God has given you the ability to choose. Decide to live today. Easier said than done, of course it is, okay? But there's a simplicity to it, so let's break it down. If you're gonna decide to live today, then first of all, let's talk about tomorrow. Because Jesus didn't say, don't think about tomorrow. He said, don't worry about tomorrow. He didn't say, don't plan ahead. Jesus said, don't worry ahead. And the best way not to worry about finances tomorrow, for instance, is to handle your finances God's way today. And I'm not trying to get up in your business today. I'm a pastor who is familiar with God's heart around money because I've learned it both the easy way and the hard way. But could it be the reason you're so worried about money next month is because you are not being obedient with what he's already given you to steward this month? And until you get that revelation, no amount of money is gonna change your worries about tomorrow. Think about it this way. Your obedience today is what leads to trusting God's outcome tomorrow. So with that said, let's talk about today. Because at some point, your some days must become your 2 days. That's a quote from Sean's book. I didn't make that up. Because life is happening today. Your calling is today. God's plans are today. We're always talking about next. What is he doing next? Eventually, that must become now. Because the God outside of space and time has entered into time right now to intersect with your life. And I really believe the most effective way to decide to live today, number one is this, to get grateful. Truly. Gratitude will get you through any fire this world throws at you. You talk to people who have really gone through fires in this life and felt deep pain, yet somehow have come out the other side like better for it and stronger and more in love with God, with stories to tell and a testimony. I'm like, I'll let that person speak into my life any day of the week, especially when that person's talking about the goodness of God and all they have to be grateful for. Harvard Health Publishing says this: gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build stronger relationships. Dealing with adversity, said another way, is this: facing fires. More studies show how daily amounts of practice gratitude will lead to massive shifts in the rest of your life, improving mental health, improving physical health. Like the science world is now calling gratitude the fountain of youth for your brain. It is a superpower.